All right, so this morning, today is March 30th, 2026. Earlier this morning, I did the Massachusetts Constitution and the Declaration of Rights. And nobody watched it yet because the only people that watch my videos are feds. But it'll be there for reference when we need it. Now we're going to cover the Bill of Rights. In my understanding, right, the Bill of Rights, as part of the Constitution of the United States, this is, this is the supreme law of the land as far as the courts are concerned, right? I'm not saying I agree with everything, but in terms of how the law is applied, my understanding is that the judges swear an oath to the Constitution. In some cases, they swear oaths to multiple constitutions. It's all corrupt anyway. Maybe there's a state constitution like in Massachusetts, so they swear oaths to two constitutions. But essentially, the Bill of Rights is supposed to be kind of the highest order, highest law. I mean, obviously, they reference the Constitution of the United States as the highest supreme law of the land. And my understanding is that the Bill of Rights is a subset or a part of the Constitution of the United States. Again, the law is very concerning to me, but we're just trying to get through it. So we know our rights. Amendment 1, the First Amendment. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Shout out to Afroman. What's up with those fusion centers? How are our Pentagon audits going? Lots of things to talk about. Why are there so many pedophiles in law enforcement and government at the highest fucking levels? Lots of things to talk about. Second Amendment, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms, shall not be infringed. Which is interesting because there's like laws in Connecticut that say that we can't have a militia, and laws, all over the United States, I guess, saying that you can't have militias. But here it is, Second Amendment, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms, shall not be infringed. Right there. It can't be more clear. So who's obfuscating the law to take away our rights? No soldier shall in time of peace be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in time of war, but in a manner to be prescribed by law. Amendment 4, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, paper, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue, but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. And I think that's why they go to judges for warrants, right? Supported by oath or affirmation. And that's my Fourth Amendment that I'm arguing was violated when the police just walked into the backyard, opened the gate, made themselves comfortable. Fifth Amendment. No person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in land or naval forces or in the militia when in actual service in time of war or public danger, nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. Right. So in Hartford, a couple weeks ago, when they went and they shot that guy a bunch of times because he was walking down the street with a knife because he has mental health issues or whatever, and even though there were like 4 or 5 other officers already there, this one dude just rolls up and shoots him and murders him. That's what this is about. Right? No person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in the land or naval forces or in the militia, when in actual service, in time of war or public danger, shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, nor be deprived of life. They deprived him of his life. They shot him. They murdered that man. Sixth Amendment. In all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial. Unless you're a police officer, then you just get fired. It's like there's no laws for the police. By an impartial jury of the state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed, which district shall have been previously ascertained by law, and to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation, to be confronted with the witnesses against him, to have compulsory process for obtaining witnesses in his favor, and have the assistance of counsel for his defense. I like the way that the Massachusetts Constitution was written a lot better than this bullshit. I'll tell you that right now. Seventh Amendment. In suits at common law where the value in controversy shall exceed $20, the right of a trial by jury shall be preserved, and no fact tried by a jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of the common law. So why can't I have a jury at the family court? In suits at common law where the value in controversy shall exceed $20, the right of a trial by jury shall be preserved, and no fact tied by a jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of the common law. I don't know. I don't get it. Am I misreading that? Doesn't that just say you can have a jury in suits at common law where the value in controversy shall exceed $20? The right of a trial by jury shall be preserved, and no fact tried by a jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of the common law. So it just seems like everybody's lying. Eighth Amendment. Excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. Unless you work for the government and the DARPA N3 program, we're talking about invasive, well, non-invasive, but it's invasive to the individual. Remote neural weapons, they're going to cure cancer and fix Alzheimer's remotely. Don't worry about it, bro. It's just your brain, right? You don't need to know. You got Netflix. Got the Ninth Amendment. The enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. How's the Dow Jones doing? 10th Amendment. The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. So that's the Bill of Rights. It's like I read it. Do we actually have these rights? I don't know, but I'm going to argue it in court to the best of my abilities,